Welcome to the Business Shop Podcast, where our guests speak on meeting the challenges of entrepreneurship, as well as offer tips and advice on business, marketing, technology, and more. Whether you are a newbie or a seasoned professional, this episode is for you. I am your host, Audrey Wiggins. Let's chop it up. Our guest today is Molly Rose Speed. And Molly Rose is an expert in creating what everyone wants more of, time freedom. Can we say that again together? Time freedom. Now, through her methods of intelligent systems, automation, and outsourcing, you'll experience another 10 to 15 hours per week. And I'm excited to learn more about that, Molly Rose. So 10 to 15 more hours a week of time freedom and flexibility. As the founder of Virtual Assistant Management, which provides trusted virtual assistant solutions and flawless tech execution for busy entrepreneurs. Molly Rose is the go-to professional for some of the most successful entrepreneurs and leaders in finance and personal development. Molly Rose is an awarded military spouse and solo world traveler who believes in creating a business and a life that allows you to do more of what you love. Molly Rose, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, absolutely. I'm glad you were able to make it. And before we get into our line of questions, I wanted to give the opportunity to talk about being a military wife and to, talk about your husband, what he's doing, so we can, give him a shout out and thank him for his service.
Yeah, thank you for that. I've been married military for 10 years, but involved for about 15, 16. And it's been an incredible opportunity to be able to be involved in the military and meet so many spouses and participate in what we do on a national level as a spouse, being supportive of the troops. And I just love it. It's a great part of my life that I'm really, really proud of. So thanks for honoring that.
Yes, absolutely. What branch does he serve in?
He's in the Air Force.
Air Force. Wow. Awesome. All right. We will definitely be keeping him in our prayers and you. And thanks again, for your service. Okay. So getting further into our questioning here, what was the catalyst for you starting your business or just being an entrepreneur?
Yeah. So I like to say I was a corporate cubicle dweller, the girl that commutes 55 minutes to work and then 55 minutes home, but I'm crying on the way home because I'm like, what am I doing with my life? But I was young and I have a lot to thank for getting that corporate experience early. And I knew that this wasn't the life for me. My husband was deploying all the time at the time, and I wanted to travel and I couldn't with 10 days of vacation. So I just realized, you know what, I can quit and I can figure this out. And so that's what I did. And that's what led me to the path of being what you would call a traditional virtual assistant for several years and learning everything I could about online business and traveling the world by myself along the way. So
wow, but that's awesome. So what type of businesses did you support during that startup phase?
Yeah. So my first role was to be a social media manager for a crowdfunding campaign that was going to create a documentary on student loan debt. So I was had a finance background. That was my career and also my degree. So it was a perfect fit. I had no idea how to do social media marketing and management, but I figured it out. We raised $80,000 and had this amazing film. And so, that was my first role. And then it just spiraled into a lot of public speakers in the finance space, and now into the personal development leadership space. A lot of those entrepreneurs come to me.
Okay, that's exciting. So I know over the years there was, because sometimes, we start a business, like you say, we serve in different areas until we really, hone in, okay, this is the niche that really is going to make me, I hate to say it, like the saying goes, like the riches are in the niches. Mm-hmm. So, we do go into business to make money, but we also go in, to serve. So I don't want to lean on, I'm going to make a lot of money, part, but we have to definitely serve. If we're going to be earning that, the money that we want, we're going to have to really give back the value. So
absolutely.
We appreciate what you're doing there. I was going to ask you about the challenges that you've had over the years, and you kind of alluded to a little bit, but maybe build out on it, that actually thrust you into the success that you're experiencing today?
Especially in a support role, or if you're a service-based business, I did a lot of what I call, taking the carrot that's dangling in front of you instead of staying on the course. My big goal, what that could earn me, 6 times what that project could make me or that client over the years. And I did it time and time again. I just say, oh, they're going to pay me X. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to let that opportunity. And my time would be spent doing that instead of building this bigger vision for myself. And it took me too long, I guess, to fix that and to realize that. And now that I have the ability to create my own company, train virtual assistants, place virtual assistants in my agency, and then do high-level support for business owners has been really rewarding. And I'm a lot happier now with how I spend my time.
Oh, you're absolutely, because you're getting, your value, and your income is more in sync or more in balance in there. And you're training other people like that to do the same thing, so they don't make that same mistake that you make.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of fear in owning your own business. Can you speak to that a little bit? That's I think it relates to the prices that you charge, maybe in the past versus what you do now. Like you said, just grabbing, what's that low hanging fruit. Sometimes that's good, to get things started. But after a while, we need to see, okay, what's at the top of that tree?
Yeah, really good point. I think we all have to start somewhere. And I tell my students that, you have to learn. So if you're getting paid even less than what you would desire for your hourly rate or your retainer rate, that's a good thing. Like just kind of that paid intern type feel. And that's certainly, there's a time and place for that. I think as you evolve, you have to when it comes to pricing, you have to get really confident in what you do, but also be an expert at what you do and have that integrity behind it. So when you are throwing out big numbers, it's backed by experience. You're really, really good at what you offer. And then you're able to justify a higher price, and it just feels a little bit more comfortable that way. So I just would test things as I grow and, every 6 months, look back and assess where my pricing are and keep going. And then now the sky's the limit, if you get comfortable with that.
Right. That's awesome. Yes, we have to have that confidence and courage to go out there, and make it happen for ourselves. That's awesome. So if you had to do it all over again, what would you change?
I think, and this is something I'm practicing right now, it kind of goes with what I've been saying, but saying no a lot more. My mantra for 2023 is, if it's not a heck yes, it's a heck no, right? It's just, it's not feasible to be doing all this stuff that I dislike just for money usually, right? Or because I feel like I'm going to let someone down, it's just not worth it. So I think that's the biggest thing I would change a lot sooner.
Okay, to respect yourself.
Absolutely. And the universe and in God, if you believe that in that.
Oh, yeah, definitely believe in God. Yes.
Will definitely provide. It's so interesting. I let go of some really, really big clients last year that, I've had for years. It was very scary. And I kept thinking, you know what? I'm going to make space for something greater. there's a bigger plan. And it's so true. So it's cool to see that in practice.
Yeah, you're right. Because I like how you said you would say no more, because saying no is over, for something over here is actually saying yes, like you said, there's something over here. And you may not always know what that is, but like you said, God will reveal that to you.
Yeah.
And I think that's powerful. If we think that takes away the fear, and we replace that 4-letter word with the 5-letter word, faith.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's that's exciting. That really resonated with me when you said the no part, because I'm guilty of it too. This fear and the imposter syndrome. I know what I'm doing. I know how to do it. And then when I'm sitting there face to face with the client, or I have to send in a proposal, the real price is here. Then here I go.
Yeah. We're the first ones to discount our value. Isn't that funny?
Yes. Oh my goodness. But is there anything else that you would change?
I think stepping into teaching a lot sooner. It took me a while. I created this life for myself. I was a virtual assistant traveling or making really great money. Mm-hmm. And my peers, military spouses usually, kept seeing what I was doing, and they'd say, "Can I take you out for coffee? Can we do this?" And it took me a good 2 or 3 years to realize, wow, I can help these women. So, just like anything, you kind of wish you would have done it sooner, but I was stuck against perfection, or who's going to buy something from me? Who's going to learn from me? That type of thing. But once I did it, I mean, I've trained 135 women.
Wow.
So it's really cool. And
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's congratulations. I was to say that's great. Yeah. So with that, I'm asking you formally this question. We just talked about it, but what problems are you solving for your clients or your constituents?
Yeah. So the biggest benefit I see, or the biggest problem I see out in the marketplace, is business owners start businesses or become leaders within a company, and they start wearing so many hats. I call it the 27 hat syndrome, where they started because they wanted to be a life coach, or they wanted to be a course creator in real estate, or interior design expert. And along the way, they are doing bookkeeping and marketing and email and scheduling and all the things, and taking care of their kids and just paying the bills, and all the things that we do every day. And it gets so overwhelming. And the only way to get out of that is to hire someone to support you. Artificial intelligence is on its way, but it's not quite here yet. But so that created this opportunity to help people with outsourcing to professional virtual assistants. And so that's what we do. And finding really good humans out there to support you. My market, they're all women for the most part. Military spouses or my VAs is a challenging thing. Who do you trust? They become a part of your business. A lot of times passwords are given to them, and credit card numbers, and whatever it is. And you want someone that you can trust by your side. So that's the service we provide. And we love it. It's really wonderful.
Your service is taking the fear out.
Yeah.
Because, especially solopreneurs, as most of us are, it is hard to trust, and the challenge, for your clients, it will be clients, it would be the trust factor, okay, of hiring a virtual assistant or virtual assistant firm to support us. And then it's like, well, can I afford the service? And I'm not asking you to give, price points. That's for a consulting, interview, but, with a one-on-one, but break down or dispel the myths or the fears associated with hiring somebody. Can I afford this? And, your answer may be, well, you really can't afford not to. But speak to that, Molly.
Yeah, I think there's two. No, you're fine. I think there's two commodities. We're talking about time and money, right? How much is your time worth? And just to pull at the heartstrings a little bit, if you're working so much that you're missing your kid's soccer game at 3:00 on a Thursday, or you're not being able to go on that date with your wife, or pick up your kid or drop off your kid to school, if that's an important part of your day, that's worth something to you. And then there's also money. If hiring a virtual assistant can be as little as 5 hours a week. If you'd like, it can be even less. My recommendation is no less than 5 hours, at about $25 an hour. So at a minimum, right? It could be less, depends on where you find them. And so if you're doing things that are worth more than that, you should definitely be outsourcing, even if it's 5 hours a week to a virtual assistant, and you'll just exponentially grow because you'll be operating in what I call your zone of genius, where you're happier and more productive. Yeah.
Zone of genius. Okay. Everybody mark that down to make sure you give Molly Rose the credit for it though.
It's out there. There's some experts that coined that, but it's just so important to do that. But before you do that, you have to have clarity in what you're trying to get off of your plate. I walk clients through an exercise where you document for 2 weeks everything you do, even personal stuff. And then you come back to it with fresh eyes, cup of coffee, and you look at the list and you circle all the things you actually have to do. Like you physically have to call your mom, you physically have to consult with the client or whatever it might be. And the rest is your job description, and you just start prioritizing what you can get off of your plate. And if you start taking these baby steps, it will exponentially change the balance of your lifestyle, your business, and you'll probably make way more money than you'll spend on a virtual assistant.
Wow, that's awesome. Because that's great. That's great advice right there. And so then actually one of the questions is going to be what advice you have for entrepreneurs. Hire a virtual assistant. Okay.
Yes.
Over.
Get clear and take action. Yeah.
Yeah, because so that question, is kind of twofold. It can relate to the services, that you offer to entrepreneurs, but also too, you're an entrepreneur aside from the products and services that you offer, and just coming alongside as a colleague, a fellow entrepreneur. It's like come alongside us and hold our hand for a minute. What does that look like?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the relief that business owners feel when they just get a little support. You have a partner in your business. The virtual assistants I coach, I strive for them to actually not just be a contractor that you never meet and that you don't find out personal information about. They become a part of your life. You bring them in, you enroll them in your vision, and they help you execute this beautiful business that you've created for yourself. So it just works really well.
Right.
And the other thing we didn't mention is, if you're not ready to outsource to a person, if that's too big of a leap, start looking at systems you can put in place to save your time.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, little things like calendar scheduling, it might seem basic to some, but if you don't have that and people are asking you for 20-minute calls here and there, 15-minute, can I have a bit of your time? Throw up a Calendly. It's free to start and start putting that in place. Or task managers like Asana, where you can keep track of all the things that you have to do. So it's just when you're ready to work, you hit log in and you can see all your tasks and just knock them out. There's so many little things, autoresponders on Gmail and email. Just start to automate and look at processes and systems or basic things like, if you invoice clients, just pick one day a month and do it. Or if you're creating social media content, do it all on the first of the month, schedule it and walk away. Just start looking at that to save time.
So what you say schedule it, what platforms are you using, or scheduling it right within the social channel itself, or something else like a Hootsuite or
So I like social media schedulers like Later, and there's one called Planoly. That's my favorite, where you can visually, schedule all of your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it auto posts for you every day. The thing it doesn't do is engage, which is very important for social media. It's a whole nother podcast we could do. Most of us run away from social media like it's the plague, but it's a necessary evil.
Right. Exactly. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So if you don't have anything else, I think that's going to be our time today. I really enjoyed the information. You unpacked a lot in the short period of time, Molly Rose. So I wanted our audience, though, to be able to to learn more and contact you directly, so they can have those one-on-ones and those conversations. Yeah. With you about hiring a virtual assistant and how you can actually support them going forward, because you have a team of people. You teach people to be VAs, and you still a VA yourself?
Well, I run a few businesses for clients, so yes, you could say it's all VA work. It's all the same, even as you grow through it. Right. So if you're out there looking to hire a virtual assistant and want a consultative professional approach to matching you with the perfect VA, my company is virtualassistantmanagement.com. You can book a free 15-minute discovery call with our amazing placement manager, and she'll share all sorts of stuff with you. Again, get clear though, and then reach out so we can really help you. If you're looking at wanting to become a virtual assistant, or someone that's interested, the demand is very high. We can't keep virtual assistants unemployed too long because everyone needs one. Virtualassistantacademy.com is my training academy and my community, and we're a great group of women and just excited to see it grow.
Yeah, that is, and I'm excited for you. Yeah, thanks for providing those services, and the fact that you started this with the military wives, and just, really bringing your purpose bigger, with a bigger vision. You said that concept earlier about having a bigger vision.
Yes.
For your life. And thank you again for being our guest today, and real excited to share with the audience.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you for listening to The Business Shop. We hope that you were able to glean valuable information from our guest and that you will download and share this podcast. Your rating and review is much appreciated. To go deeper with our guests, please visit their website and social channels. To learn more about us, please visit businessshop.info or altogether.biz, where we will help you expand your brand.